Welcome. I'm glad to join with you today in a time of worship as we gather here. A couple of announcements of things coming up as we are in this as we come into this next week, and that is at the in-person worship services starting this Sunday. That's October 4th through until we have our Christmas program. After the 9 a.m. service, we'll be having a time for our kids to gather to. They've got a program called Cake, and that is it stands for Christmas Acts of Kindness Experiment, and it's going to be an opportunity for them to both prepare a Christmas program, but also to engage in mission and service. And it's a great time for our kids to gather and to be a part of God's presence in a special season. And so if you have kids that would like to be involved in that, bring them up to the church at that time. And that'll be going on every Sunday. And then Tuesday we'll be back on Facebook at 4 p.m. for a time of prayer. And then next Sunday will be our regular worship services. The kids will have their program. But also in the afternoon from 2 to 4 is a special baby shower for Emily and I that Orpha is putting together, and check your email for more information about that, but come and join us. It's going to be a fun afternoon. Be outside, weather permitting, or inside as needed, but come and go, so come and celebrate with us as we are getting ready to add to our family. This morning, as we come into our time of worship, we are entering into God's presence. At our in-person worship services, we will be celebrating communion, and in our message today, I'm going to be taking you through kind of setting up our space for communion. But I invite you, and I'm going to invite you again at the end of this message, to set up your own space to be in God's presence and to spend time with God at some point this week in that space. For now, let's open with a word of prayer. Most gracious Lord, you gather us together as your people. You draw us into your presence because you know that we need sometimes that space where we can let go of the things that are outside of us and we can find safety and security and stability in your arms. Lord, help us to find those spaces, to build them as you call us, and to know that even if we don't feel your presence with us, that you haven't left us, that you are always with us and always seeking to draw us in. Let us open our hearts and open our minds that we receive your presence with us today. In your Son's name, amen. And now will you join in singing our first song this morning?